Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where this is actually my second attempt at recording this episode. I got 15 minutes into the episode and then the game just froze. I let it sit for like an hour almost, and it never came back. So I decided to just reload the save and do it again. So mostly what we did was we let it tick forward here, and we went up over here, we grabbed this. I'm trying to remember everything that we did in that 15 minutes. It was actually quite a number of things. We did grab prosperity for the mining station output. I do remember that.
Construction complete.
That was a thing that we did. We also moved up and took Devasa. We lost Lifir previously, and we're going to assume that that's going to happen again. I did let these guys finish their upgrading, and we actually got this pretty much maxed out again. So that's going to be something that we're going to look to do. Not again, but maxed out for the first time. We do need engineering research, and these are not quite the same options that we had before, but it was close. I went for gas extraction wells before over destroyers. It was a difficult call, but that's what I did. So we'll stick with that. Excellent. And once these finish their upgrade, we're going to need to do another upgrade. There we go, because we didn't quite have that maxed out. And then we're going to send them up here, because I happen to know that there are additional mining drones up here.
Survey complete.
So we're going to go up there, and that's going to run away. And all this does is save us a tiny amount of time, because we're going to find that out in a moment, and I sent it up there basically immediately previously. Now, I did sell off a good amount of resources at about this time, so let's go ahead and do that, and we're going to sell off, not like that, we're going to sell off like that, and we're going to buy in some alloys here. Up to about 1.4k, which is the exact amount that we need to get these guys.
Log updated.
These guys should be going to upgrade. There we go. To get these guys maxed out. There we go. So yeah, there's those drones up there. Fantastic. Oh, and we also closed borders with these guys. We didn't have any issues with it. I don't want to actually declare rivalry with them. Although I do want to declare rivalry with these guys, which is something that I did not do previously. Although we don't have the relations needed. We do have the relations needed with these guys, but I'm not going to do it with them. I'm not convinced that we're ready to do that. Okay, so we have our alloys here, and yeah, they grabbed Lifir as they did before, and we're going to build a starbase in Devasa. Perfect. The ISS Nobel here is just waiting. The ISS Lagrange is, I think, going to head over to Alpha Centauri here to begin work on assisting research. Fantastic.
System survey complete.
There are signs of activity by an ancient Precursor civilization on this inhospitable rock. Okay, we'll go ahead and look into that. Where is that? Is that in Neshmet? Yes, okay. We do want to build a starbase there. We're lacking in influence for it, but it's not like anyone's going to grab that away from us, so it's not a huge rush. The ISS Adriatic is, of course, just chilling up here. And that is completely fine. So you can see here, we're still going to be like a year before we get here. So that'll be okay. We've completed construction in Devasa, and we did start working on an outpost there, but we're going to hold off on that for the moment because we don't have the alloys. We're, of course, putting that into this fleet. We've discovered several massive listening arrays on Neshmet 6A. Now, before this was a cruiser. These arrays are millions of years old, and we believe they were originally built by the Ute. Though it appears at least one other alien civilization repurposed them at some point in the last 500,000 years for their own needs. The colossal receiving dishes are beyond repair, but some terminals are still intact.
Situation log updated.
Excellent. Oh! The cruiser is still here. Okay, so I guess we'll do both. That might be an extra... That might be one more Precursor project that we didn't have before. I don't recall that extra one. Okay, I guess we'll take it. I mean, shouldn't be there, but game freezing is game freezing. What are you going to do? So we're going to move to Baxum as soon as we can here. And we're, of course, waiting to grab our starbase in Neshmet. That'll take us a little while. Dathana, we've not built our upgrades yet, and we should definitely queue those up. So we're going to do gun battery, missile battery, target uplink computer. Fantastic. The ISS Nobel is just kind of waiting here for these lads to get up here and clear this. Perfect. And these ships over here, they will be
Our ships have
complete
been
soon.
made superior.
Okay, they're at 16 of 20. So we still do need a few more here. Specifically 4.
Scientific breakthrough
That'll be fine.
achieved.
Energy grid is done. And previously I went for X-ray laser here, but this was not an option.
Special project
We'll get to you.
complete.
I guess we'll just do basic combat rolls. Our archaeologists on Neshmet 6A have learned that the listening arrays built there were used to scan space for any signs of intelligent alien life, something the Ute had never once encountered. After managing to partially restore power to a computer terminal, the archaeologists acquired a data disk with log files from the sensor array stretching over centuries. These logs suggest that this section of the galaxy was indeed devoid of sapient life at the time of the Ute Empire. Okay, so that's over 1,000 engineering research. That's not bad. We're definitely weakest in our engineering research. Absolutely the case. So our worlds are doing okay for now. We don't need to do anything on that front. And we're going to be up here very shortly. That's great. We're going to continue bulking up this fleet here, which I'm going to very creatively rename to the Second Fleet. Fantastic. And I also realized in the last episode that in theory, assuming that it still works the way it used to, you can actually get away with only having one trade station. Now, because of the Off-World Trading Company, that's not necessarily the most efficient way to do things, but it is a possible way to do things, and if it's your capital, then you don't actually need to have any patrolling forces to deal with piracy. And the reason that you don't need that is a late game one. You build gateways so that these systems are less than 6 jumps away at all times from your capital.
Special project complete.
Not a big deal. But for now, we can't do that, of course. The archaeologists investigating the derelict Ute cruiser above Neshmet 4 have transmitted their report. There are 2 large cryo chambers in the cruiser's midsection, designed to house 1 Ute each, in suspended animation. Given the massive size of Ute individuals, this was apparently their standard crew complement on vessels of this size. No Ute remains were found anywhere on the ship, but the archaeologists managed to recover logs from a computer that monitored the life signs and medical condition of the crew. It has provided valuable data on Ute physiology, over 1,000 more engineering research. Very nice. So honestly, I think that this science ship is no longer necessary. We don't really have anything else for it to do. We're going to start building a starbase actually up here over Neshmet. Reason we're doing that is to secure the volatile motes and exotic gases.
Battle is joined.
Ah, yes. We're not expecting this to be a difficult battle. And indeed, it is not. Let's go repair, and we're going to survey the system. There are not any debris over here. There were before, but we don't really get anything that great from that anyway, so we'll just head on up over this direction. That'll be fine. Our second fleet is going to go ahead and reinforce, and we're going to need to reinforce it one more time, I think, in order to max it out. Yeah, and we don't quite have enough. We'll just wait for the month tick.
Construction complete.
Ah, up in Neshmet. Yes, build those mining stations. Fantastic. So we'll get that last reinforcement done, and we'll let that finish and get grouped into the fleet. And then we're going to send that fleet out over to here. That'll be fine.
Scientific breakthrough achieved.
Ah, fantastic. Gas extraction wells. Prevent build speed and build cost is great. We're going to take that for now. Do we actually need an additional one? We actually do need one more. For some reason, I thought that we didn't, but let's go ahead and take... Research alternatives is a very good one. We're going to grab that. Excellent. How are we doing on jobs? Fine. No problem with jobs. We're going to construct this as soon as we can, but that'll be next month. Terraforming has now finished up. That is fantastic. We're going to grab gene crops because, ooh, this is just straight up a building slot and colony development speed. That's what we're taking. Amazing.
Anomaly found.
The sensor profile of a mid-sized vessel was briefly detected inside the upper atmosphere of this gas giant, and we'll look into that. Perfect. We're also going to build mining stations here. Now, we do have terraforming tech at this time. So we are going to sell off a few minerals here until we have over 5k energy credits. And let's look at these. Size 13, size 21, size 14, size 10, size 14. Anything else within our territory here? Size 15. So we're going to go for the largest world here, this tundra world. We're going to terraform that over to a continental world of 70% habitability. That will take 10 years. And that's okay. We're also going to queue up constructions of mining stations here, 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 and here, just to grab all of those exotic materials. Fantastic. And that terraforming will continue. We're going to terraform all of these worlds. And that will be fantastic. No issues over here at all. The ISS Yukon will be ready over here soon. Let's go ahead and queue up that last unit here. Excellent. The first fleet will be returning for repairs shortly. And the second fleet will be dispatched to Taurus as soon as that last Corvette's ready for it. Now, keep in mind that we don't have destroyers yet, and we will be restructuring these fleets, for sure. That'll be fine.
Construction complete.
Ah, excellent. That's great. We do want to construct a station here in Vimos and in Devasa as well. Active scans of Dandar 7 have picked up what appears to be a large ship deep inside the atmosphere of the gas giant. Judging by the nearby debris, there have been several failed attempts to salvage this derelict in the past. Any ship strong enough to withstand such crushing gravity must be a magnificent prize, and Science Officer Miriam Alonso has proposed a salvage project of our own. 50 influence is tempting, but we don't really need the influence right now. We're not in a hurry to grab these remaining systems. Give it a go.
Situation log updated.
What's the worst that could happen? It could be pretty bad, actually. So we're going to start upgrading this starport here. Excellent. And we don't need any defenses over here except for Vimos. We're actually in a very solid defensible position, over here being the primary exception. I don't mean to ping right now, but over here being the primary exception, but none of these are tremendously important systems to us. They're all good, but they're not fantastic. Now there is a whole lot of trade value up here. There's no doubt about that. And down here as well as over here, that we're not collecting. And that is something that we should do. But for right now, we don't really have the technology to get what we need. The Adixa will never reach down here except with a gateway, which was actually what caused me to realize that you could get away with only having one trade station if you didn't care about the trade value from the trade hubs. Okay, so the first fleet has now been repaired, and we're going to send the first fleet over to Turbik for the time being. In fact, maybe we should just attack this with both of our fleets, since we're both right here.
Special project complete.
Okay, so let's go ahead and grab destroyers at this time. In a masterful display of engineering, the science team under Science Officer Miriam Alonso has managed to gently raise the derelict ship on Dandar 7 to the gas giant's upper atmosphere. Despite its age, the ancient cruiser is in remarkably good condition, and we've restored power to its systems. No trace of the original crew remains, but we have brought over our own and commissioned the ship into the fleet. Okay, so we're going to send that over to Turbik as well. That'll be fine. Do we have a leader here? Yes, we do. Okay. So we're just going to marshal our forces over here, and we're going to go after all of these guys. We should, I think, be able to win that with all of this. The ISS Yukon can definitely build a starbase over here. And we would like to upgrade this starport fairly soon. The Boki Consciousness has discovered us. Well, hello there. We are the Boki Consciousness, and we speak as one. Hive Mind Peacocks. I love it. The Hive Mind has taken note of your presence. We will observe for now. Our future actions will depend on whether you're a threat, an opportunity for expansion, or an unforeseen variable. Indeed. We salute you. We also give you healthcare, but you don't need to know about that yet. Wonderful. Now, this is about the time that the game froze last time, and I'm paranoid. So I'm making a save here, so that I don't have to restart this again. Perfect.
Incoming transmission.
They want to establish an embassy, and we agree to that. Fantastic. So when are these guys going to arrive? In about 274 days, and that's when we're going to start our attack on all of this. That'll be fine. It'll be costly, to be sure. But we should, I think, win it. Status quo peace offer. Oh, you know what? That's probably what caused the freeze last time. That came in, and then the freeze was just after that. So we'll see whether this freezes again here. It was actually a year previously last time, but things are just a little different this time. As more and more spacefaring civilizations establish formal relations with one another, the galaxy is becoming a vibrant and lively place. To avoid tragic misunderstandings between nations, an increasing number of diplomats have called for the establishment of a new pan-galactic organization, a community, if you will, where the empires of the galaxy can meet to discuss important matters. Should the Ethiopian Empire pledge its support for the creation of the galactic community? Yeah, that's a worthy endeavor. Everyone, I repeat, everyone gets healthcare. Wonderful. So we're going to build our research stations and our mining stations over here, and then after that we'll just fly over to Unuk. That'll be fine.
Construction complete.
A governor died on Earth. We'll recruit a new one, and we're going to go for admin cap from bureaucrats. That'll be handy for us. Fantastic. The second fleet is capable of being upgraded, but it doesn't need to be. We do have the alloys at this time to... Oh, hang on. We'll get back to you. We do have the alloys at this time to start this starbase, and so we shall. A microsingularity recently intersected Dandar 2, passing straight through the core and emerging on the other side of the planet. The encounter does not seem to have caused any permanent damage, but it has altered the energy output of the planetary core slightly in a way that defies our current scientific models. Further study may be warranted. Okay, sounds good. So we will be attacking over here shortly. Our fleets are getting in position, and we're just going to position here, where we are, of course, ready to jump on in. We're not that far away at this point. Only one jump away, plus a little bit of sublight travel. That'll be completely fine. Our food is not doing the absolute best at this point, and we have a lot of crime on Yedixa Prime. Let's go ahead and construct ourselves a precinct house here. And we're also going to build an agriculture district. That'll do. We can also clear a tile blocker here, apparently. Yes, we can. The toxic kelp. And we'll queue that up. Research alternatives is nice. Research complexes is very important. We will grab that. Fantastic. And once this construction ship is done with all of this, then it can head over to Gossok. Like that. Okay. Are we ready to launch our attack over here? Yes, we are. Do we want a new leader over here? Actually, yeah, unyielding is good here. So we'll put this guy in. We don't need a leader for our cruiser here, our derelict class cruiser. We're actually kind of hoping that that gets destroyed here, but we'll see. It'll help us out a bit.
System survey complete.
Okay. At the very least, we're going to do a lot of damage to these guys. It's going to hurt. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, it's definitely hurting. I'm not sure we actually win this, but we have done a lot of damage. Incoming transmission from the curators. Okay, so they want us to extend our deal, and we definitely are interested in that. We will extend our deal.
Incoming
Thank
transmission.
You. Hey, look, they want to guarantee us again because we lost a bunch of ships. That's fine. That's completely fine. We did a lot of damage to these guys. That's what's important. Okay, so we're going to bank up our alloys for a little bit here. It will cost us a lot to replenish that.
The enemy is targeting one of our stations.
The birth of space piracy. Okay, that's in Procyon. We will deal with that eventually. The birth of the galactic community, a great day for the galaxy. So this is the galactic community here. We can assign an envoy, and so we shall. We can propose a resolution, but no resolutions have been proposed. This is the Senate floor here, of course, and the resolutions. Okay. Support options disabled until a resolution has been passed. So we can see here that we are not necessarily the greatest here. That's not shocking. We can assign multiple envoys. And you know what? We're going to do so. Okay. So they want to form the galactic market, and we support that.
Incoming transmission.
Perfect. These guys want to establish a embassy. Yes, we agree. A private collector on Earth has somehow come into ownership of an ancient precursor artifact believed to be Ute in origin. Despite government pressure, the collector has so far been reluctant to part with it. So we can buy it from them for 500 energy credits. That's really not bad. I mean, we can definitely do that. Everyone has a price. Fantastic.
Construction complete.
Okay, so we've finished our construction over here. We are, of course, banking alloys for reconstructing our fleets. But I do want to get gun battery, missile battery, and target uplink computers going over here. That is 200 alloys each, but it is fairly necessary. These guys do have access to level 2 stations. That's not surprising, all things considered. Okay, this science ship, it can make its way down over this way, I suppose. But it's going to require some work for sure. We're going to repair all of these lads, of course. And that'll be fine. We're also going to send some of these after they've been repaired.
Incoming transmission.
After our pirates. These guys want to establish an embassy, and we accept that.
The Cravens have destroyed one of our mining stations.
Yeah, we're not surprised about that. That's fairly unsurprising. Why are you here? Oh, you're the patrol group. Yeah, the patrol group may actually not be able to take care of this. In fact, they definitely won't be able to take care of this. We're going to allow them to die here, I suppose, because it's too late now, but yeah, they're definitely not capable of taking care of that. They have done a fair amount of damage, though, considering they were even unupgraded. Yep, that's fine. That is completely okay. So a bunch of people are joining the galactic community. This is to be expected. The first fleet is going to come out here and deal with these guys.
Incoming transmission.
These guys want to establish an embassy, and we accept. Fantastic. This is a lot of mining drones, but we did a lot of damage to them, so that is great.
Scientific breakthrough
So the first fleet is
achieved.
making their way out here, and I think the first fleet can take
Beginning
care of
attack
this.
run on enemy station.
Oh, there's a station there. I should have thought of that. I definitely should have thought of that. That's my own fault, for sure. Building and district upkeep reduction. Yes, please. Okay, so we're going to retreat here, and we're going to bring in the second fleet, because the second fleet is much more powerful and ready to do that. Excellent. We do need a new physics research, and we will take the colony development speed, I guess. It's not fantastic, but we'll do it. Okay, so the third fleet is over here and is going to require a little bit of work. The second fleet is on its way in, and the second fleet should easily destroy this. There we go. Awkward timing for the pirates, but it's completely okay. There we go. And we're going to take out their pirate base, of
Scientific
course.
breakthrough achieved.
There's our building slots and colony development speed. Naval cap or fleet command limit? Ooh, that's a tough choice right now. Diplomatic weight plus 10% as well is solid, but I think we're going to take the fleet command limit for this exact moment. And then we're going to grab railguns. Okay, so this station should be absolutely no problem. Governing shift, okay. And there we go. Excellent. So we'll send these guys off to repair. And the first fleet should also be repairing. And the second fleet should be repairing. Everybody should be repairing, except for these guys. Which they should probably be heading back up to Turpic. We can activate a relic. There's no real point at this exact moment. Okay, so these can now hold up to 30 in their fleets. That's very useful, actually. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab ourselves our destroyers here. We're going to get this to be probably... Do we want this to also be picket ships? I mean, destroyer picket ships is pretty good. We'll have this be, say, a coil gun and 2 UV lasers. These should, of course, be barrier point defense. And yeah, we want this to be a picket ship. That's fine. I like to have it be a straight line. It doesn't matter. And we can put in a reactor booster to have additional evasion. There we go. So we will add that into our fleets. Not that we can actually, you know, do anything with it, but we can add a ship design to this of destroyers, and we can add in 5 destroyers for now. That'll be fine, and we'll do the same thing on... Let's see here. This fleet remains the way it is, except I'm going to bump it up to 5. And this one should be 20. This frigate is awkward for us, but we'll put in destroyers, as many as we can, which is currently only 4. That'll be fine. So you can see here, we need a lot of alloys to make this happen. We do need to have our industrial world here probably start working on more... Oh yeah, that's right. Alloy foundries aren't really a thing. We get it via the industrial district now. We do have high crime here, though, so we should... Well, gas extraction wells are available here. We should definitely do that. And we should also do precinct houses. Okay. That'll do for now. Well, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. In next episode, we're going to try again to go after these guys. We'll get there eventually. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.